Today's video, we're going to cover grip strength. We're going to be going over why it's important and how it can give us some insight into if you're overtraining. We're going to be looking at home exercises to improve your grip strength, as well as exercises you can do in the gym. And we'll also be trying to discuss just very basic anatomy. So that's going to be today's video. So very simply, we can kind of break up the muscles that provide grip strength into three basic categories. We have our extensors, so the muscles on the back of our forearm. They're the ones that straighten our fingers and bring our wrist back. These ones help to provide the counter support. So when you're actually squeezing, those tendons flex to give us a stability or structure and help form the shape. The other ones we have are our flexors. So the ones in the front, this is where the skin is kind of nice and soft. They're the ones that provide that power when you're squeezing and gripping. Then you have the gripping ones, the flexors in your hand as well. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the grip strength comes from the muscles in the forearm that attach at the elbow, and all the tendons wrap up through into the fingers. But then we also have some meat and muscles in the hand itself that provide it. So we have our extensors on the back of the elbow or back of our forearm, our flexors on the front, and then our hand muscles. So that is what actually provides our grip strength. Now, it's really important that full grip strength utilizes all of the fingers and your thumb. When you're weightlifting in the gym, sometimes people like to do variations where you're just using a palm grip to push things to not use your full grip strength. But a key grip strength is utilizing all of your fingers and your thumb. So that's what we're going to be really talking today, and how to improve that and improve performance around those sorts of gripping exercises. An interesting thing they found with grip strength in some research is that it has a correlation, so not a causation, with general mortality. What that really means is that people that are healthier and live a better lives have stronger grip strength. People that are weaker, frailer, have more ailments and underlying conditions and comorbidities, they have weaker grip strength. So it's not to say that if you made your grip strength super strong that you're going to live forever, but it is a good indicator of your overall health and physical condition. So people that are healthier tend to have stronger grip strength. People that aren't healthier have a lower grip strength and a higher mortality. So it actually is a really good measure of someone's general health and well-being. There's been some research done to show that grip strength as an indicator of nervous system overload or becoming fatigued and needing more recovery time. What that really means is that people are having weaker grip strength if they're overtraining. So some research has shown that you can kind of see where you're at in your training cycle to see if you need a bit more rest periods between certain workout sessions, or if you just kind of need to do a little bit of a deload week based on your grip strength. One way you can kind of self-assess your grip strength, just as a general idea, is doing some hanging. So this self-assessment for grip strength just gives you a benchmark to see how you're feeling. So you would have to get your baseline test on a day when you feel recovered, you feel well energized, and you can just see how you'd feel holding for up to 30 to 60 seconds, depending on your fitness level. What you're doing is you're squeezing the bar as hard as you can with your thumbs wrapped around it, and you're just kind of hanging. This gives you a good indicator of, okay, what does it normally feel like on a good day? You really have to make sure you're squeezing with your hands throughout the whole time. Once you kind of get your baseline measure, then you can use that to test yourself when you're in different training periods. So say you're going through a heavy weightlifting period and you're feeling kind of tired and fatigued, you can kind of do a pre-hold and see where your grip strength is at. And if you can't meet that 30 seconds where you did before and you're at like 10 or 15 seconds, that could be a good indicator that you just need a little bit more deload and to make variations to your exercises for that session to kind of keep in mind where your training fatigue and energy is at. We're going to start with one of my favorite exercises to improve grip strength, one that you can do at home with literally just a towel. I often like to use a wet towel in the sink, which is helpful, but for right now, I'll just use a dry towel. So for this exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to hold a towel 90 degrees with your elbows bent at your elbow height here. One hand is going to be the stabilizing hand, so that'll be my left side, and one hand is going to be the ringing hand, so the hand that's going to be rotating it. So that's going to be my right side. So keeping the towel stable at the left, my right is going to wring the towel. Now, once you start to get some tension building into there, then you can really start to squeeze and push as hard as you can to wring the towel. This exercise can be as difficult as you make it. So the harder that you try and squeeze and wring the towel, the more you're going to get out of it. Now you're going to want to do both directions. So I'm stabilizing here and I'm pulling and pushing down. I'll do that about 10 repetitions. And then I'm going to go the reverse, where now I'm going to kind of do the motorcycle way where you're kind of revving backwards. And now I'm going to squeeze and grip backwards. And now I'm pulling the back. So I'm bringing my palms forward. And same thing, as I'm trying to do it as hard as I can and squeezing and twisting as tight as I can make it, doing that for 10 ways as well. It's one of those exercises where you have to be effortful and meaningful with it, because it is simple, but you can get a lot out of it and be really simple with such a simple and effective exercise. You would do it both sides, of course. So then I'm pulling down on the left side. My right is now stabilizing. And I'm gripping and squeezing as tight as I can through here, trying to get my 10 reps in. You can even hold for a second at the end there. And then you're going backwards as well, wringing it back, bringing the palm forward here to really get that squeeze. So you're going to feel the burn in both the extensor, the back of the forearm, and the front of the forearm, and your hand through there. To make this exercise harder, you can have your arms straight out, so you're on a longer lever, so it's a little bit more challenging to squeeze. Another way to make it more difficult is to actually thicken the towel. So the wider your grip, the harder it is and the weaker it is. So this is a very effective way to make the exercise harder by either thickening the grip or making it a long lever, or both, because then you get much more work out of it. So the wider and the thicker it is, the harder it is to grip and squeeze. So those are two different ways you can make this exercise harder once you mastered it. So doing about 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps in both directions will be a great home exercise to start building your grip strength. Now we're going to go through some gym exercises to improve your grip strength. Of course, pull-ups are one of the best ways to improve your grip strength. When you're doing a pull-up, you want to make sure for getting the grip maximized, you're hooking over top and then wrapping your thumbs over top of your fingers. That makes you utilize all of the muscles in your hand. With a focus on grip, you really want to make sure that you're squeezing the bar. It is harder to grip with your palms facing away from you than it is with your palms facing towards you. So doing an overhand pull-up is going to be more difficult for your grip strength than doing a chin-up. So we're going to just demonstrate the overhand pull-up here. So you're making sure you have your thumbs wrapped around the bar over top of your fingers. You're squeezing and you're really trying to squeeze the bar, kind of like you're bending the bar like a horseshoe and you're holding on through there. So for this, I'm really making it an emphasis on the grip. Now, if you want to make your grip strength even more challenged, you can use wider grips. Same with the towel wringing exercise. So you're going to use some wider holds. We can use these attachments, or you can, again, use a towel to thicken the bar here. So with a thicker bar, that causes your grip to be more challenged as well. So you're thickening the bar here, so it's going to be harder to hold, so you have to squeeze more. So both of these are effective ways to challenging the grip strength. When you're doing pull-ups for grip strength, whether you're making a wider bar paths or narrower, you're trying to do as many reps as possible to kind of challenge yourself. 2 other variations to challenge your grip strength in different kind of hand positions. One is the plate pinch. So you're holding it in this kind of what we call a lumbrical, or like the C grip. You're having 4 fingers on one side and the thumb. You're squeezing the plate and you're just trying to do a curl while holding the plate at your side. So this is really effective to challenge your grip in a different position with your fingers long and not curled together. They're stronger when they curl in. So by keeping them in this C position, they have to work a lot harder to maintain your grip. This one here, you're just trying to squeeze as hard as you can and do anywhere from 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 15 repetitions. Of course, working up the weight as you can. If it's uncomfortable doing the curl, you can just hold it and bring it straight up in front of you, trying to squeeze the weight. Is a nice modified variation through there. Another version is holding a dumbbell. This forces you to have a wide grip, so making your fingers wide. If you don't have access to a pull-up bar and thickening a pull-up bar, this is a great way. So similar, you're going to just hold the dumbbell and you're going to raise it straight up in front of you, squeezing it. As you get better, you can add a longer lever, bringing it out to the side or into the front. This is going to challenge your shoulders just as much as your grip, but the longer lever makes it more difficult than just pulling it straight up in front of you. But having that wide grip is going to make it a challenge to kind of hold on to and increase the grip strength. So you can kind of do 2 to 3 sets, anywhere from 8 to 15 repetitions, depending on your goals, challenging yourself with a longer lever out to the front, out to the side, or in front of you. So we covered our basic anatomy and we gathered that there is lots of importance to grip strength. We have a nice home variation we can do and some fun little gym variations. Tying that all together, you want to incorporate grip strength into your regular workout routine with weekly, kind of twice a week, actually emphasize focusing on it. Doing things like barbell rows and dumbbell rows, you can incorporate just being mindful about using your grip by making sure you're holding it and squeezing the bar and challenging yourself with some different variations or thickening the bar sometimes to really emphasize grip. This is especially important for climbers or any like athletes that do a lot of pulling and lifting to have good grip strength. In my future videos, we're going to be covering different pathologies of the wrist, such like tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, and carpal tunnel. So we'll be going through those videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment below of something that you'd be interested to see next. Tune in next time.